Right now on WIS News 10 at 7, Midlands voters are stepping into the 2016 election, this time with a chance to quiz the Democrats. Plus,
there's no such thing as the word can't, won't, don't, and ain't inside this plate. What happens, y'all, when we say those words?
Get extra added on.
That's right.
And Dondi's trip through 50 days to 50 years continues, and it's all about beast mode.
also USC baseball dominates on the diamond, and parts of the Midlands may be in for some severe weather tomorrow. Von Gaskin has the forecast. WIS News 10 at 7 starts now.
Live, local, now. This is WIS News 10.
And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for WIS News at 7. I'm Dondi Mercer-Plain.
And I'm Charles Molyneux. Well, the Midlands is looking out for the possibility of severe weather starting tomorrow morning.
Meteorologist Von Gaskin has details from our First Alert Weather Center. Hey, Von.
Hi there. We are certainly gearing up for an active day tomorrow. Starting tomorrow morning, during the morning commute, you certainly want to stay weather aware. So watch all of the areas shaded in the red, and then you see the areas hatched out here. These are actually our warnings, so that means they are dealing with some warnings, and they have had some reports of damage. Sam, I understand you have a little more on that. That's right, Vaughn. We are now hearing that 2 people possibly killed, others have been hurt in storms, of course, causing extensive damage outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana this afternoon. In St. James Parish at an RV park, the manager there says that 2 people are dead. That's according to him, not authorities at this point. That after he walked through the park moments ago. Dozens, he says, are seriously hurt. Emergency responders are on the scene assessing the damage and the injuries. Several businesses here on your screen you see were damaged due to high winds ripping through walls and roofs. In this video here, a tornado warning issued near New Orleans after 3 water spouts formed right next to each other there at a nearby lake. Incredible video. Also this afternoon, the governor putting Alabama under a statewide state of emergency due to severe weather.
Sam, thank you. Do stay with WIS for the latest weather updates by downloading the WIS weather app. It is free. Just search WIS in your app store. Standard data rates may apply.
In the 2016 presidential campaign right now, Hillary Clinton is holding a forum at a local church with 5 mothers who lost their children. The moms say Clinton is the only candidate who listened and talked with them about their concerns. Gun control advocates, former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords and her husband, former astronaut Mark Kelly, are also at the event. Can we listen into this for a moment? Let's hear what they're saying. Okay, we're not going to listen in, but that is going on. You're looking at it live right now. We'll have more on that a little later on News 10 at 11. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders' campaign is hoping his latest endorsement will help him with black voters in the state. Movie maker Spike Lee endorsed Sanders in a radio ad released today.
Wake up, South Carolina. This is your dude, Spike Lee. And I know that you know the system is rigged. For too long, we've given our votes to corporate puppets. Sold the okie doke. 99% of Americans were hurt by the Great Recession of 2008, and many are still recovering. And that's why I'm officially endorsing my brother, Bernie Sanders.
A recent CNN ORC South Carolina poll shows Clinton with 65% support from black voters.
The 2 Democratic candidates will answer questions in a town hall style forum that starts in just about an hour. It's happening on the USC campus. Chad Mills is there and joins us now with more on that. Chad?
And Donnie, this forum will likely be pretty similar to the 2 we saw with the 6 Republican candidates last week. It is, of course, being held here at the University of South Carolina School of Law. The candidates won't be on stage all at once. Instead, will take turns answering questions from the moderator. Of course, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton maintains a big lead in the polls over her challenger, Senator Bernie Sanders, a self-described Democratic socialist. The Clinton campaign has made South Carolina a priority for a little while now, and she and her surrogates have continued campaigning here very recently. And after his speech in Nevada, it seems Senator Sanders might write off this state altogether and focus solely on Super Tuesday states. But Bernie has continued to campaign here in South Carolina. Regardless, students from the University of South Carolina tell me they're just glad to have all of these opportunities to hear directly from the candidates. Take a listen.
I've been a lot more well informed on all of the candidates. And it's just made a huge difference. Had I not been able to go to these extra lectures or see these things in our law school, I wouldn't have been able to make as informed of a vote.
Now, and this is some video from a little earlier. A lot of supporters lining Assembly Street cheering on their candidate. Back here live, you can see that many of them are behind me right now. I see mainly, well, you can hear them. That's right, mainly Hillary Clinton supporters right here. They are, of course, awaiting her arrival for this town hall this evening. They are hoping that she will come out on top and carry the state of South Carolina. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Donnie and Charles.
All right, thank you so much. Well, Bernie Sanders says if elected president, he will do everything in his power to keep troops from fighting in the Middle East. Today, Sanders spoke exclusively with Billie Jean Shaw. Billie Jean?
Dondi, this discussion is coming off the heels of our interview with Congressman James Clyburn, who endorsed Hillary Clinton last week. Clyburn says while he respects Sanders, he believes Clinton has more experience in foreign policy as former Secretary of State. Sanders tells me he respects Clinton, but says his track record shows he would rather protect our troops versus them serving as the policemen of the world. He tells me if he's elected, he will do everything he can to keep troops out of the fighting in the Middle East.
I not only voted against the war in Iraq, I led the opposition to the war in Iraq. Hillary Clinton voted for the war in Iraq. I am not a great fan of regime change. It is very easy to point about how somebody like Assad in Syria is a terrible dictator, which he is. But you have to remember what happens the day after you get rid of him. What happens the day after you get rid of Gaddafi in Libya? And the answer is that in Libya, you got rid of Gaddafi, and Secretary Clinton was actively involved in that regime change, working with other countries. And a political vacuum developed, which ISIS moved in. So I would say that I am maybe very much more reluctant to get involved in regime change without thinking it through.
You can watch my full exclusive interview with Senator Sanders at WISTV.com. Dondi?
All right, thank you so much. Stay with us. We're going to have more on Decision 2016 coming up.
Plus, watch Dondi get on her one good foot for fitness.